Hello, this video will review how to use and make groups within D2L. When you create groups in D2L, you can use those for discussion groups. You can also use those for group assignment areas so that the student can submit an assignment and as an entire group, and you can put in one grade and it'll go to all of those members in the groups. So the first step is you have to set up the groups first. So the process for doing that is to go into your course, go to Course Admin, and then go to Groups. You want to create a new category, and I'll just name it Groups for, you could name it Discussion Groups. You can really name it whatever you want to. Then you scroll down and you choose the type of groups you want to have. So you can have it to where you put the number of groups. So I want 3 groups, and it's going to randomly put and fill in those groups. You can also have groups of a certain number. So you can have it to where I want groups of 2. So if there are 20 students in my group, 20 students in my class, it's going to make 10 groups. So you can kind of discern which one you want to do. Now, a couple of differences between these. The one that says no auto enrollments, what that's going to do is if a new student is added into your class, it's not going to automatically put them in a group. You probably don't want that one because say that a new student is added into your class late, you probably want them put into a group that has the least amount of students already in it, which is what D2L will automatically do if you select one or the other, one of the second or third options. So the second or third options are the ones you're probably going to use. Groups of a certain number, which means groups of 5. It's going to randomly take your students and put them in groups of 5. Or number of groups, and you're going to have, I want 3 groups, and it's going to randomly put them in there. The 2 that say self-enrollment are ones that allow the students to self-enroll in the groups, which is another option to where they pick their own group. And then the last one is single user member specific groups. Those are used often for like journals or conferencing areas. Essentially, when you do this, it makes a discussion area for that one student, and only you and that student can correspond back and forth. So you'll end up, if you have 20 students, you'll have 20 groups, one per student. So that's another way that you can use like reflective areas, um, journal areas, that kind of thing. So in this case, we'll just do groups of number. So I want 2 groups, I want 2 users in each group. And then I'll choose to auto enroll new users. So if a new user comes in, it's just automatically going to put them in the group. And of course, I want them to be randomized. Now, I can go ahead and set up a discussion area and set up assignments initially if I know that I'm going to have those group assignments. You can always come back later after the fact and build the discussions and the assignments. If you've already built them, you can associate them to the group. But if you know that you're going to be building these, you might want to just go ahead and build them while you're setting up your group. So I want to definitely have a group discussion area. And so I'm going to put it in the discussions forum. And here are my 2 options. So these options are a little bit different and it depends on your preference. So in this one, you're creating a new topic for this particular group discussion. In this case, you're attaching it to a topic you've already made. So in most cases, if possible, you want to start it out with a brand new topic. So we're going to choose this first one. Then I can also choose to set up assignments. And so I can choose to set up an assignment area for this group, and I can choose what type of assignment they're going to be submitting. And in most cases, it's going to be a file submission. They're going to upload some type of file. So I save that. And now it's going to give me a couple more options for my group discussion. So here is a very important option, and it depends on how you want to go about setting up your discussions. So the first option is to create one topic per group. So I have 2 groups right now. So it will make me a discussion area for group 1 and a discussion area for group 2. And so I'm able to see and go into each of those separate discussion areas and see the differences. Now the other one is it's going to create one topic, but the trick here is it's going to look like one topic and all students are going to be posting in it. You as the teacher will be able to see all the posts that are being made, but the students are going to only be able to see the questions that are in their group, or the posts that are in their group. So if I'm in group A, I'm going to be able to only see people in group A or that are posting in that discussion. So I'm going to be able to see and respond only to them. Now, as the teacher, it looks like one big regular discussion to where you can see everybody's. So that's the difference between the two. It is important that if you are going to be grading this discussion and you want to be able to attach the grade to the groups area to the discussion, so you want to be able to attach the grade to that group discussion to be able to grade it through the discussion area, which is what most people are used to. You want to make for sure that you choose this second one, because with this one you have two separate topics and you're not going to be able to associate one grade item to multiple discussion topics. So I have a tendency to choose this one. You just have to keep in mind that it's going to look like one discussion topic, but multiple groups are going to be posting in it and they're only able to see what's in their groups. So I can change the title of the discussion if I want, and I can add in what they're supposed to be doing. So use this area to talk about your group topic. I'm going to create next. Then it gives me some options for my group assignments. So turn in your final group project here. It allows me to make it a group assignment, which is what I want to do, and it's going to be in these groups. And then this is all of this looks the same as when you're setting up an assignment area, all of these different features. I just want to make sure to associate it to a grade item. So we'll name it group assignment. And now I can attach a rubric. Again, all these features are just setting up a regular assignment area like you're used to. The main difference is that you want to make sure to check it as a group assignment and then it's restricted to those groups. So I create that. And now my areas have been created. So now let's go and check them out. So when I go to my discussions area, notice that I have my regular discussions, but I also have groups for Education 2120 group discussion. Now, if I want to change that name, I can click here and edit it, and I can change the name of it if I want to. I can change the content if I want to. Notice that it is set up as a group topic. So what that means is when students post in this area, again, they're only going to be able to see the posts and the replies of the students that are also in their group. So now let's go to the assignment area. And notice down here we have a turn in your final group project here. Notice that that is a group assignment. So what that means is one person in the assignment area can turn in the assignment and everyone else will be able to see what was submitted as well as see the feedback that you're given, and it will populate to their individual grade book. So you only grade it once and then it goes to all the associated grade books. So the next step is who's in what group. So to find that information, you'll go to the course admin area, you'll go to your groups, and then here you're able to see that I have two people in group one and one person in group two just because I didn't have enough students to fill it all the way out. Now, if I add in another student or if another student gets added into my course, it's automatically going to move itself into group two because that is the group that has the least amount of students. So I'm able to click on these group members right here, and it's going to tell me who's in what group. So those two students are in that group. This one student currently right now is in that group. Now, what if I want to move them around? I want certain students to be in groups together. I can edit that. I can come here beside the name of the groups and I can enroll users, and that will actually give me a list of all the students in my class, and it will let me cherry pick what group I want them to be in. So if I want this one to be in group 2 instead of group 1, I can move that. You want to be careful to make sure that they're not in both groups, and you'll get a little, alert message knowing for you to see that. So you want to make sure they're only in one group, but you can cherry pick them as to what group they're going to be in. So we save that. So right now I'm logged in as one of those students and I'm posting to this group discussion. And notice it tells me here that I am posting to group 2, which is the group that I am in. So as the student, I just type up my discussion as normal and post it. but keep in mind that only those in group 2 are going to be able to see and reply to this discussion. So right now I'm logged in as another student who is also in group 2, and notice that he can see this message that was posted by the student to group 2 because he is also in group 2. And he's able to come in and post to that, reply to thread, and actually have a conversation back and forth. So again, if you're in the same group, you're able to read and reply to any messages posted there. This is the third student in the course, and he is not in the same group as the other two. So notice when he comes to this area, he does not see any threads posted yet because he's in group 1, so he doesn't see any of the conversations posted in group 2. Now, when I, as the teacher, come into this discussion area, notice I see everything. So it looks just like a regular discussion. I'm able to see everything that everyone's posted. So I just kind of have to keep in mind that they are posting to group 2. Group 1 members didn't see this. Anything that group 1 posted, group 2 didn't see it. So it's all coming to the same area. It's just hidden based upon the groups because that's the way the group discussion was set up. So the plus with using this method for group discussions is if you are going to grade these, you grade them like normal. You come to the discussion, you choose to assess the topic. You'll be able to see a listing of the students. You click beside their name, and then you're able to see what they posted. And of course, you're keeping in mind that they were only able to see and post to those in the group. So you give them, their grade, their feedback, and then you publish it. So you're able to grade it as normal. So now let's look at the group assignment area from a student's perspective. So I'm logged in as a student. I go to the assignment area. I go to my group area. I select it, and maybe I'm going to be the one that's designated for group 2 to submit the final product. So it says that I'm in group 2 and I have the final product. So I just upload the file. So I just pick a file that I have. So this is the complete project, and I submit it. So the student, just one of them in the group, submits it just like a regular Dropbox. As the teacher, when I go to grade this assignment, I do so like any other assignment. I go to the assignments area, I click on the name of the assignment. Notice that this is the submission. It tells me the student who submitted it, so which group member submitted it, and it tells me what group it is for. So this is group 2, but Autumn was the one that submitted it, and here's the file, and we can look at it that way. Then I can choose to evaluate it. And just like you normally would grade it, you can come in and give them a grade and then give feedback. And then notice here it says this grade will be applied to all group members. So this is going to push out to all group members. So I publish that. And so I've graded that entire group project, and it pushed it to all group members. And if I'm not sure who's in that group, I can check right here, see all group 2 members. And so that grade pushed to Autumn as well as Robert. Even though Robert didn't actually submit it, Autumn submitted it for the entire group. So if I want to check that and I go to the grades area, notice for Autumn and Robert, that group assignment, that grade was populated to both of their grade books. So they both received the grade. It updated their average, their individual average, and it pushed it to their grade book so they can see that feedback. So that is how a group assignment works.